Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well and keeping safe. Let's just do a quick recap of simple and compound interest. I hope you guys liked the YouTube videos. There was a lot of good information there. Okay, so simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest follows the formula I equals P times R times T. Principles is, P stands for principal. That's this guy. That's the amount of money that you invest. And then we've got our rate. Okay, so this is our annual interest rate. Annual rate. Now, we always write this one as a decimal. So if there is a 5% interest rate, we are going to write this as 0.05, right? Whenever you want to turn a percent into a decimal, please divide by 100. And then T is the time. But time has to be in years. Okay, so if we give you 5 years, plug in 5. If we give you a different amount, like a monthly amount, you're going to have to convert it into a yearly amount. So quick example. Let's say we have $1,000 to invest, and we're going to invest it at this 5%. And we're going to invest it for 3 years. If I wanted to figure out the interest on that, I would take 1,000. I would times it by 0.05, and then I would times it by the 3 years. If you plug those in, you should get $150. Now, that's just the interest. So you've invested $1,000. You've made $150 in interest. In total, if you add them, you should get $1,150. Awesome, you made money, right? You put $1,000 into the bank, you get $150 extra in interest, and you now have $1,150. Okay, so that's if everything is pretty straightforward for simple interest. The only other catches would be if this amount in time is not in years. So let's pretend instead that you have $1,000 at 5%, but maybe instead of 3 years, maybe you only put it in the bank for 3 months. Okay, so this has to get converted into years. So we're going to take 3 months and we're going to divide it by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. Okay, so 1/4 or 0.25. Okay, so when you go to calculate your simple interest, I equals 1,000 times 0.05 times the 3/12 or the 0.25. Okay, this should give you, again, take your calculator, plug them in, you should get $12.50. Okay, so you've put $1,000 into the bank, so your total amount, $1,000 into the bank, you get a whole $12.50 in those 3 months for a total of $1,012.50. Okay, that is a simple interest recap.